All right, we should be going live right now. This will be good. Just letting it kick in here. I think it's going. There it is. All right, what's up, everyone? We are live here on Instagram. We're going to do a advanced outside shooting breakdown. Really excited to kind of go over this one. This is a really big question for a lot of players when they transition into the box is how do you score on these big goalies? And so we're going to break this down. I'm going to show you a couple clips from the NLL of just different ways we can shoot, show you one key metric on goalies that you can really help. It will really help you score more. And then we'll end up going into some stuff of me shooting and kind of going through some layers of it. There's my boy Zach. What up, Zach? I see you. Jump in the chat right now if you're there. Let me know where you're coming in from. Excited to do this. And we're going to kick it off right now. So let me kick over to this other screen. Okay, so right away, the first thing that we're going to look at is this Josh Byrne highlight. So we got Byrne right here in this corner. You're going to see him. Let me get the vanishing pin. That's Byrne. Okay, so we're tracking. So watch what happens. Let me turn the volume down. That'll be distracting. Okay, watch what happens here. So ball kicks over, goalie steps out. He rings that off the bar. Right now, let's talk about why this is happening. Let me get this over here just a little bit more so you can see a little more of that. Okay, so when Byrne catches this ball, he gets into a standard windup. But what really changes is these little cradles. I want you to watch the head of his stick, and I want you to watch his hands. Watch those little pump fakes. When he throws these little pump fakes, now look at the goalie and watch what the goalie does. See how he shows there? See how he's dropping that left knee to the ground? He's getting right here is perfect positioning. He's already stepped out and committed to blocking the shot. Now, what he's doing here in this situation is he's drawing a really hard line right here and saying, Byrne, I dare you to go to the outside, the far side post, because I don't think you have the angle. And he's really focused on you got little gaps here in the 5-hole, right? But he's kind of trying to give up a little more of this short side than anything else. You can see that's kind of one of the bigger holes right here. But that's such a hard shot to come from here to there, underhand. And so the goalie's pretty comfortable giving this look up, and he's just baiting him to the outside. Byrne rings it off the bar, and the goalie's, point of view worked out. But what Byrne did and what great shooters do is before this shot happens, he's throwing these pump fakes to get the goalie to show. This is the key. When the goalie shows, now all you have to do is shoot it around him. And sometimes that can happen like Byrne does here, where he's just blasting it to the outside. Probably didn't have any more room to tuck it inside the post, but on a different shot, a different play, this goalie's positioning might be off by a hair, and he puts that in. The other thing we can kind of upgrade too, if this goalie steps out and tries to take any sort of a stance like this or stepping up further, okay, we can start to run across the face of the net, and that's going to make this goalie have to drop step to that backside post as we're running full speed. He's got to track our stick and what we're doing with our hands and our eyes. And that's a very good position for shooters to be in. This is what elite guys are looking to do. And girls. Okay, cool. So then from there, okay, what you're looking at, the next phase of this is Kluche's shot in the same game. So let me move the screen over a tad bit. Okay, now we're going to play this through. Here's Kluche. So we have Kluche in the low corner here. Okay. You see this? Let me move this up so we can see our goalie there a little bit. Perfect. Okay, cool. So we can see we have Kluche right here. He's going to set a quick up pick and then roll off. So we go here. Oh, where are you? So he's going to roll off. He's going to catch this. And, oh, look at that position. There we go. Okay. So as soon as Kluche catches this, okay, he's going to start pump faking. Sorry, I had to move the screen a little bit. So he catches, and immediately he pump fakes. That gets the first one, gets Vince to drop his knees, his right knee specifically. Left knee is still up. Pumping and faking, and Vince stands up, and then he just blasts this over his shoulder, right? Now, in order to be able to do stuff like this, you have to have a really solid grasp on your fundamentals. Here's another look at this, okay? What you can see is that he's pumping and faking, and he's working out of unison with his normal shooting rhythm, but he's getting closer and closer to the net, and all he has to do is get Vince a little out of position there so he can blast it over his shoulder, right? Simple things that we can do. It's very difficult to execute on these things. So now let's look at me. So this is me and my boy Brady. First shot, kind of a nothing shot there, but second shot, we kind of start working in, and you can see throwing these little pump fakes, and you see how twitchy Brady is. He's kind of moving a little bit in there, trying to stick with me. And then at the last second, I blasted under the 5-hole right here. Okay. You know, Brady played that about as well as he could there. Now you can see Brady stepping out. He's trying to take away that angle. I'm throwing these little pumps, and I try to beat him to the other 5-hole position, right? All I'm doing in these moments when Brady is stepping out is I'm throwing these pumps, and I'm trying to get him to hesitate. And this is his show right here. He's getting as big as possible to try to take away as much of the net as possible. And then all I have to do is put it in a spot. You can see the difference, right? This is why in box we talk about being so accurate. Okay, if I'm over by just 2 inches, that ball just skips through his legs. Okay, and he's got no chance of saving that. Okay, here's another one. I come in and I'm throwing these little pumps, and I throw this little twister. Okay, I get Brady to drop his glove there. Okay, a little bit of a different angle that might go in on that top corner. But once again, Brady is showing in these positions, and then he's dropping to make that save. Okay, here's another great one. I come in. I want you to look at my body positioning. Look at how I'm leaning to the left. Okay, that pulls Brady to the left, and it allows me to sneak that ball in on the far side, right? So if we ever get into a position where we're like running out of angle, we know we got to get to the far side. Maybe we're dragging this way. We get that little bit of a lean with our body, okay? And then that goalie will naturally mirror us, hopefully, and then we throw the ball back to that far side post. Now, this last one, you can see it's almost the exact same shot, except I tuck it and I try to, and on that last shot, look, I'm throwing this ball inside of his arm now, right? So I beat him to the outside last time. Now I'm hoping that he's going to reach to the outside with that left arm. So as this ball is releasing, I'm selling, and I'm trying to get Brady to move this arm away from his body, which opens up a little hole here, and the ball can kind of trickle through. Now you can tell once again, right? I didn't miss by much. I hit Brady. If that's over by about 6 inches, that's probably a goal, right? And so this is what we're talking about with accuracy, right? You really have to aim for a small spot on the net. If you're going out and shooting in your backyard and you're trying to hit the short side corner, your target should look like this. Those ECD field targets that we see that are like this big, that spot's just not there on elite box goalies. Look at this space right here. That's not the size of an ECD target, right? You have to be able to put the ball in a tighter space than those targets that you use for field lacrosse training. So with that being said, that's a little bit of a breakdown here. There we go. I see you. Oh, man. Dropped my phone. That's it for our little breakdown here. I just kind of wanted to go over this. I'll be posting this in my community, kind of changing the way this is all going to work. So I'll have this free community, and I'll be posting little clippets and snippets of this so you can go back to it. You should definitely be checking that out if you're a lacrosse coach, if you're a lacrosse player, if you're a parent of a lacrosse player. You should be checking this out and be joining in on this. There's tons and tons of content in that online training community. I'll put the link in my bio later today. So looking forward to it. We'll talk to you guys soon. All right, later.